Well, hello, Speedy. How are you this morning? You doing okay? You must be. You're circling my feet. Yep, it's time to get this day started, huh? And it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Winds are out of the west to southwest with a light breeze. Sky is partly cloudy. And if you listen closely, you can hear the birds chirping in the trees. So yeah, from the looks of it, everything's good in my neighborhood in the deep south of Alabama. But let's take a walk and talk, because we've been gone a while. Oh, can you see that squirrel coming down the telephone pole there? He's about to run out in the yard. And there he is with his little bushy tail. He's hunting for acorns that fell last fall that he hid all over the yard. Speedy, I see you see him too. Thankfully, he's a little quicker than you. Yep. Oh, there's 3 of them. 2 went up the pole. One's climbing high. One's coming down low. And there's another one to the left right there. It looks like a baby one. And they're frolicking in the grass around the telephone pole. But yep, hope y'all are celebrating Easter, and it's a fine one for you. Ooh, look at these blueberries. Still got some blossoms on them, but look at all the berries. There's gonna be a bunch. That late freeze we got didn't seem to bother them much. They're loaded up again this year. And you can see that wind, and I won't apologize, because that's just part of life. And if you look closely, the bumbles and the wasps are frequenting what few blossoms are left. But yeah, one of the things we've been doing is we're out working in the yard. And as always, if you live under the trees, well, it starts picking up sticks, for they are forever falling. And people will say, you need to save all those sticks, Mr. Tom. You know, you can cook on them, have little outdoor fires. Oh, trust me, I get piles. You can't save them all. But yes, we have started the yard work. And that's where this past week all started out. Yep, look on out there. Speedy's trying to sneak up. And if you look closely, you can see the squirrel at the base of the pine tree. Can you hear him or her as they sound the alarm? There's a panther stalking in the yard. Yeah. Oh, well, there you are, friends and family. Good to see you again. I'm glad you could stop by on this Sunday, Easter 2024. And like I've been saying, we've been busy doing things in the house, on the property, and with family. Because sometimes real life interferes with our online YouTube presence too, for many reasons. Sometimes it's technical difficulties with cameras and computers, and I've had some of that here of late, especially with my main desktop computer that I use to do all my editing of videos, uploads, downloads, and even watching all the stuff on YouTube and keeping track of it too. So we had to devote a few days to that as well, because without it you wouldn't see Mr. Tom anymore. And then we've had to do some things in the yard, but we had preparation too, as always, come spring, it's time to work on the mower. And it, like me, is getting rather old. So this year, as I prayed that it'll make it another season, I had to spend a day or two on it as well to get it where it could start mowing throughout this year too. I'm thinking with God's grace, it'll make it another year. As with God's grace, so I too. But yeah, let me show you what we've got going on and understand we didn't get as much wanted done as we would have liked to have. But like I said, that's where obligations of other sorts come in too. Like family. For when they need you and they call, especially your kids and grandkids, you got to meet that call. Or at least in my mind, that's what a parent should do. Hey, let's take a walkabout and see where we've got. Because after I get done talking to you, we're going to get right back at it again today. Here in the deep south of Alabama, in my neighborhood. So you briefly saw the blueberry bushes. And look up here, the oaks have now all leafed out with all their new foliage for 2024. The squirrel is still quite alarmed on the old pine tree. Bushy tail just going every which way. It's Speedy patiently stalks him, but she can't climb that far up that tree. But our fig bush here is looking mighty fine. Yeah, there's a little insect neighbor walking on the leaf. I don't think it'll do it no harm. Yep, you'll see, though it don't look like it much. But we've mowed part of this yard. But the fig tree came through that last frost rather well. Some of it got burnt back. We'll have to prune this limb off because it froze hard and it's now dead. It won't be coming back. But all the rest of it leafed out with all new growth. And that's where this year's figs will be. Let's see if we can find one. Now, I haven't seen any yet. Have you? Oh, I knew it. There's one right there. There's another one right here. Well, we found two. And I'm sure if I stood out here and looked a lot longer and harder, I'd find some more. And I just say that, and there's another fig right there too. But it's still early. As those new growth continue to grow, many more fruits will show. Then comes the challenge. Who gets to eat them? The birds or Mr. Tom? That's the way it is every year. The bird feeders are all filled up to keep my feather friends happy. And now you can see out looking in front of us where we've been getting with the yard. Yep, it all looked like that right there around the old clothesline pole plant where the perennial rye had all grown up. Now it looks like this. And this will get all cleaned out too. The ryegrass is seeding, and in all truth, that's what I wanted it to do. Because that's why it keeps coming back each and every year. So up here in what we call the meadow, beside the bamboo forest, which is right here, which is bringing up a lot of new growth too. And that's always good to see. You can see some right here. If you look on in there, there's 2 new stalks right there. Still got the sheathing on them. Of course, some had spread out into here. And people worry about bamboo being so evasive. You just run over it with the mower and it chops right down. And as always, the leaves that are picked up by the mower, along with the grass clippings, start making a pile. Just look at that field. A perennial rye, hairy vetch, all out there. It's simply beautiful. And we got church service going on behind us in the church back here. We're just walking through the hairy vetch and the ryegrass meadow. In my mind, it's rather beautiful. But later today, we'll be doing what we do, and that's picking up sticks. Because today will be the day that it all gets mowed down. The onions are starting to bloom. And in their own way, they're rather beautiful too. And they'll divide again. But this has got to get all cleaned out as well. The radishes are even blooming too. And did you know you can eat the radish seed pods when they're young and tender? Yes, you can. A little butter, garlic. Ooh, they're yummy too. Then we got to get out and get the tomato patch and pepper patch all cleared out. And where basically the wind destroyed it during the winter. But as we come out of the rye and hairy vetch meadow, you can see where we got to with the mower, and this is just the first mowing because it was rather high. We'll let it all dry out and brown. We'll come back through with the mower with the vacuum attachment hooked on, and all the grass clippings will be all sucked back up. Yep, there's my old Troy building. It's now going on, I guess 12 years old. And it's been used a lot. But this gives you a better panoramic view of the progress we've made before other things in life came about. And as always, every spring, these beautiful white flowers. And I don't know what they are, but they've come up here every year since I've been here, and that's going on, what, 28 years. And of course we got the old Japanese red maple that my father gave me, oh Lord, 14, 15 or more years ago. All leafed out too. I can even see a wasp up there, right there. There he goes, flying off. Yeah, we'll make another dent in this hall today. And it's supposed to be, 78 or 80 today, here on this Easter Sunday. But what's on the agenda? Well, you can clearly see where we've mowed and where we have not. So we got to walk it. And of course, pick up sticks. Just like we're doing now with all of you, my friends and family. And there's plenty of sticks, as you can see. Pecan trees are weak, and they shed limbs in every wind event. Doesn't take much wind to break off the smaller twigs and sticks. And remember, those sticks can be dangerous. Last year, one nearly took my life. Caught my toe, I tripped, fell on a stub, broke one rib, cracked another one, and punctured my lung. Who would have ever thought? But yep, with things now quiet, the last day or two on the old home front, I'm hoping to really make some progress today. Look at all the new berries. These are this year's berries on the Buford hollies, and these are last year's. Still millions of them in there from the year before. And we've got to take this and cut it all back, because I've lost about half my driveway to the Buford holly over the last few years. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago I cut this all back, and it's grown right back to where it is now. One thing about owning property in a home, it's constant work. Sometimes you have the time, sometimes you don't. And just look at all the hundreds, maybe even thousands of blueberries here. Can y'all see them all? They're simply everywhere. And we haven't done nothing with the south side garden bed, or really even the potato planters. You know, over in the truck tires. Yep, tire planters, truck planters, whatever you want to call them. We've let the collards go to seed. But one thing I might want to tell you, you see these little seed pods when they're immature? See that right there? You can take them, chop them up, and eat them fresh in a salad. And right now, since it hasn't got all that hot and our nights are cool, they're still nice and tasty and sweet too, as are the leaves for now. But as our temperatures continue to rise, yep, the leaves will get bitter and we won't want to eat them no more. But these collards, being over a year old, have done marvelous in my mind. And are simply stunning. But they too have to come out. And we'll freeze a lot of these collards before we say goodbye. Hey, let's have a collard, stalk and seeds. Now, like always, I don't tell you what you can do and not show you. I eat these in salads. I also saute them with a little bit of onion, garlic, and butter, salt and pepper, and they're just fine. But I eat them when I'm out in the yard too. Just like that. Still sweet, still tasty. Not even a hint of bitterness. Take it from me. So maybe you'll try some too, if your collards have went to seed. So yeah, that's where we are. We're back at the yard regime. And it'll take me a couple more days to get it all prim and proper. Of course, it'll never be ready for, you know, good housekeeping or homes and gardens, southern living, but hey, I never thought I would be. And hopefully they get done with this here construction project over by the pole. Yeah, this is now its third week. And they told me they were just going to dig a small hole. And they were boring in underground cable, which you can see right there. That's fiber optic. And they said I'd just have this small hole right here. Wouldn't be obtrusive at all. But something happened with their boring machine and they got way off of target. So they had to dig with a backhoe this massive hole all right up here, bigger than my car. And during the course of digging this big massive hole that they weren't supposed to have to do, they hit an underground spring. Actually, two of them that flowed for the last 3 weeks. One right here and another one right there, which you can still see it's wet. And if I dug down 6 inches or a foot more, the water would start to flow again. And you can see the trench that it made all the way down to that one little hole. Yep, I was only supposed to have a little hole. And there for a while, I thought it might flow forever. Of course, you might say that's a bad thing. But with water so high here, I thought, well, maybe my water problems were solved. You got to look at the positive side of everything. Yes, you do. Because if you're always concentrated on the negative, it'll drive you slap out of your mind. And I'm not that kind of person. I try my very best not to dwell on the negative and focus on the positive. As little as that may be sometimes. I can tell I probably got some of that nice, sweet collards stuck in my teeth. And you can see the kitties are all fine. Cleo there on the first step, cleaning up. She didn't make the makeup call. Speedy acting all cute and sweet on the second step. Did you say hi, Speedy? Cleo, you want to say hi? What about you, Spooky? You want to say hi? You were up there enjoying your fresh water. I know what you're wanting. You're wanting some treats from all your friends and family. Keep you well stocked up on treats. Yes, they do. I want to thank you for all the treats and help you give with the kitty crew. Yeah, if you could hear them and understood kitties, you know they're very thankful for everything you do, as I am as well. And little Gracie is too. Spooky. You're awful spooky today. Yep, I know. We still got Roman doggy problems that won't go away. So before I go in and grab my gloves and start another day on the yard, you might think, well, you didn't get too far in a week's time, Mr. Tom. No, I didn't. But take, a day or two to get my computer back online. Well, I got that done. And of course, I got everyday chores, just like all of you. And I'm a one-man band. I'm the cook, I'm the housekeeper, the dishwasher, the gardener, the mechanic. You name it, I'm it. I'm the veterinarian for the kitty crew, which, as many of you know, Gracie has issues and wouldn't be alive if somebody didn't take care of her when her problems arise. But yep, and then I've been spending some time with family. I'm not going to go into all that. But I love my family. My daughter, my son, my grandson, Davy, and my newest grandson, Thomas, named after me. Yep. Whose nickname now tends to be Bubby. And he's 11 months old. But yeah, there will be times when not only family, but friends need you. And they'll give you a call. And then comes the choice. Do you pick up that phone and answer it? Do you ignore their needs? And do you walk away? Well, in my mind, you got to do all you can. Any way you can help, if you can, you should. And that's what we've been doing. Whatever we can, and whatever we should. So let me know in the comments below the video. Do you stand up when you're called? Or do you turn away? And what are your thoughts about situations in your life that arise with your friends and family? I'd love to know. So, that's my update, because I know I've been getting some comments here the last couple of days. Where are you, Mr. Tom? We're worried about you. Well, it's not because of my health that you haven't seen me. And I've only named a few major things. Sometime today or tonight, I got to try to get the bottom of my gasket back on my deep freeze that fell off. Yep, just another problem that arises that now I got to find a solution, fix it, so I can get on with life. And I got to cook dinner, make a lunch, you know, all those things you do. And it all takes time. So hey, like I said earlier in the video, I want to wish y'all a fine Easter. I hope you're celebrating it as you wish or want to with your friends and family. I'm going to be celebrating it here, even though I had an offer to go celebrate it with my son. But I've got things that must get done, so I'll be celebrating it here with all of you, my friends and family, the kitty crew, and the Princess Gracie as well, who's asleep inside the house. So until I, Gracie, the kitty crew you've all seen today, see you on the next episode and video of Mr. Tom's Neighborhood. Y'all take care. Stay safe out there. Do the best you can with what you got. And may God bless you all as you bless those in your lives. Goodbye for now. Speedy, you gonna help me pick up sticks? Spooky, you enjoying that water, aren't you? It must be yummo. Well, Speedy, let me go grab my gloves, since I got you and Spooky here to lend a hand. I wonder where Cleo went off. You start talking about work, and she's the first to wander off and hide. As beautiful a day as it is, I could grab another cup of coffee and sit out here in this fine, cool breeze, listen to the birds, watch the squirrels play, and watch the kitty crew try to hunt. Oh, there you are, Cleo. Still cleaning up. Well, all is fine in our neighborhood. Later, all.